Another quick turnaround, Luke. Dagenham on Tuesday. I just wanted to know, have you had a chance to watch and reflect on Saturday's game against Woking?
I watched it on Saturday evening when I got in. I got the footage quite soon. And yeah, it was the same sort of impression I had after the game. Wasn't close enough. Didn't pick up loose balls. The seconds, we didn't really have a bit of a fight about us. And I spoke to the group today to discuss that these are what we were doing in the first 10, 15 games of the season. We need to get back to that. So I'm it needs to be, because the way we performed on Saturday was nowhere near the level.
We talk a lot about reactions in football. You've clearly not been getting the reactions you're wanting. What do you do as a manager in this situation?
Try and stay as consistent as possible. Listen, we go through spells. Everyone's gone through spells in the division. We're having our spell that we haven't won in now 7 games. We're putting obviously pressure in-house on ourselves because we have been in and around the playoff berth, and we've fallen out of that now. And now there's a bigger gap than there was prior to the game starting on Saturday. So consistency is a massive thing. We're not a bad team overnight. This team progressed to the last 16 of the FA Cup. So we just need to get back to doing basics properly and getting back to believing in each other. Confidence in football is a mad thing, Mike, and that's in life in general as well. If you have confidence, you'll perform to a better level, and that's exactly what I've asked the group to do, so to ensure that we go and get a result on Tuesday evening, and that result's got to look like a win.
And before Woking, you mentioned Tay saying we need to play our game. That didn't seem to be the case on Saturday. How are you going to try and ensure that we play our game on Tuesday night?
Again, we've gone through clips today where we think we can improve. We had an attitude towards our game on the start of the season. No matter what side we played against, it was how we set up and how we played. And I think that teams evolving away from us, I mean, in terms of oppositions that trying ways to affect us, and we've got to be better. I've got to be way better in evolving when a team comes and tries to pin us back a little bit more. We need to roll into another shape to ensure that we get the ascendancy back into the game. So that's something that I'm looking at. But for me, Saturday wasn't about any sort of game plan or match script or shape. It was about just making sure that you worked hard. And if you're having a bad game on the ball, make sure your opposite number's having a bad game on the ball. And that's what we need to do tomorrow. They're a great side, fantastic manager, love him. He spoke to him Saturday when he was at the game, spoke to him again this morning. He's going to want to get one over on us. For 90 minutes, we hate each other. And that's how it's been for the last 6-7 years we played against each other. But his sides are well-drilled, well-organised, got great personnel in their ranks. And it's going to be a tough task for us tomorrow evening, but one we want to, put 3 points on the board coming away from Dagenham on 9:30, 10 o'clock tomorrow evening.
And yeah, you mentioned it there. You're going up against your good friend in the opposition dugout tomorrow. You mentioned you had a conversation with him this morning. What does that conversation entail?
I've got to be honest with you, nothing to do with football. Spoke about the half marathon. His sister-in-law was involved in it. How the kids. We speak regularly away from football. I often speak to him about football. He often speaks to me about football, but not so much our in-house stuff. But like I said, we know the rules. We know the rules. Up until 7:44 tomorrow night, it'll be all nicey-nicey. But he has a job of work to do for Dagenham, and I have a job of work to do for Boreham. He's a friend of the club. The chairman adores him. If he was wanting to go out for a beer with anyone, it would be with Darryl McMahon. He's proper. So, but there's no love affair at 7:45 from then onwards. We'll pick that up at 9:45 later on that evening. But yeah, I think he's done a fantastic job. I think he's a fantastic manager. I think he's recruited really well, and it's going to be a tough task, one that we're ready for.
And no game in the National League is easy. What can we expect from tomorrow night's game?
I'm hoping we implement our game plan. I'm hoping we take the ascendancy, we get on the front foot, we start to affect their 18-yard box as opposed to them affecting our 18-yard box. They got a combination of playing Hare, Sagaf, Villetti, Weston, from their wide areas, all really effective. They've been playing McCallum and Marias up top. McCallum, I think, is one of the best at what he does in the division. He's a great vocal point. Marias has gone there, and Macca's getting a tune out of him. He's going to want to bite the hand that fed him. So we know it's going to be a local derby, even though it's 18 miles up the road. It's got to be spoken about that, yeah, there's a rivalry between the two clubs, and we need to go there with that mentality that we need to roll our sleeves up, be ready for a 95 minutes worth of a battle. They have aspirations of still getting in the playoffs. They're mathematically still available to do so. So we need to ensure we go there and we pick up the 3 points as opposed to Dagenham.
And you just said then about attacking their 18-yard box. Can we expect to see a more attacking game of football then?
Yeah, again, it's stuff that we've spoken about, mate. We had a stat pack at the start of the season about getting the most crosses in the box, about getting wing back to wing back, and that's something that we want to get back to, getting 4 bodies in the box as a minimum. And again, we spoke about it, that was our identity. No matter where you were in that area, you'd cross the ball and there'd be 4 or 5 bodies in the box. So, yeah, that's our plan, mate. We hope it goes to plan. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is go and work hard, go and put in a shift, and you'll get your rewards for sure.
And the final thing I wanted to speak about is on Saturday, Kane appeared to pull up just before half-time, stayed down for a minute or so. Is he fit for tomorrow night? And also Rico, you mentioned he's getting back into the fold. How's he doing?
So Kane, I think you give the ball away, and I thought it'd be easier for him to roll around on the floor. No, Kano's superb. Kano's fine. Trained full session today. Felt it a little bit, but he's going to feel it. It's not one that's going to be a detriment to him in his future. He's got to understand that he's going to get little niggles. No one plays at 100%. Rico was in today. Good session from Rico. We're hopeful that he can go and start tomorrow night. He's colossal in what we achieve at this football club. He's been a massive, massive part of that, and he leads by example. So, yeah, we're hopeful that he'll be available for selection tomorrow evening.